Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we got some things to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed and also Stowe Reddit, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button to help the channel, but also if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now with that said, here we go, Caps. We have a lot to go over. So as we normally do, we'll go over the blogs, the actual events and updates coming up, drop the ECs, and then at the end give our conclusion. So first up, play the King and Collective events on Xbox and PlayStation, which starts together with both worlds next week, and earn the new Alliance Rex pilot Escort. Yes, of course, captains, this has already happened on the PC bridge, but of course we all know now it is happening on the actual console bridge. And I love this shot of Nicole there, of Ezri, so cool. So again, the King and Collective events, participate in the King and Collective event on Xbox and PlayStation to unlock the Alliance Rex pilot Escort. Captains on console, do not miss this ship. Please, if you're new and you're considering to start on console, do not miss this ship. But we'll go over how to get it. So it's almost time to celebrate our latest content update. Both worlds, as the threat of the board King looms, your captain will battle through stories past and present to earn a brand new Khitomer Alliance ship. So the event progress, so participating in this event grants daily progress towards the grand prize, the Alliance Rex pilot Escort. The grand prize requires 40 daily progress, and captains can earn daily progress once per account per day, every 20 hours, really, essentially, by playing either the new episode or task force operation released this season, or any of the other episodes or task force operations in the event. Completing the episode awards 2 points, while completing a TFO or the particle stabilization awards 1 point. They are as follows. So Taken by Surprise, that's a new episode. Or sorry, Scorpion's Abyss is a new episode, sorry. Taken by Surprise is included in the event there. But Scorpion's Abyss, a new episode. Guillotine, Space TFO. Battle of Wolf 359, the new Space TFO. And of course, captains, we all know that this is the recreation of that said title there. And of course, the Omega Particle Stabilization minigame. Our suggestions, especially for the first 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, if you haven't done this yet, especially if you're just starting, do Taken by Surprise the first day. Second day, do Scorpion's Abyss, and then that's 2 progress already right there. And then third day, Guillotine. Fourth day, Battle of Wolf 359. And then after that, choose which one. Now, the quickest of all of them to do is Battle of Wolf 359. So we found ourselves just doing that one over and over again every day after we've done all of this. But of course, it's up to you. Once captains have obtained 40 daily progress on their account, they can claim the Alliance Rex pilot Escort. After that, the event will still be playable, granting a scaling dilithium reward that begins at 8,000 dil, or and scales by 1,000 dil ore for every day you participate in the event, up to a cap of 50,000 dilithium ore per day. So we always recommend, captains, do the event even after it's done to get additional resources. And that's marks and dilithium ore. Captains also have the option to purchase their remaining progress in the event with Zen. The price for the buyout will be prorated based on the amount of progress a captain has completed. So hopefully, captains, you can just do this with time investment as opposed to spending in real life resources. But this is the prize ship, and we've done already build on this ship. It is fun. We're going to do another one on this because it is a very, very awesome ship and a great ship to start a new captain with the whole Alliance theme going on here in Star Trek Online. So I called mine the Buffiant. Why? Well, because it's combining the bug ship and the Defiant. Buffiant. See what I did there? Alliance Rex pilot Escort. So here we go. The Alliance Rex pilot Escort, much like the great Dukon Rex himself, is a bridge between quadrants. It draws primarily from the Jem'Hadar fighter and the Defiant, and is employed similarly. Groups of 3 made of a lead ship and 2 wingmates, fully capable of reconnaissance, patrol, screening for capital ships, and strike missions of their own. They are versatile, nimble, and deadly. The Rex often commands entire squadrons of escorts in battle. That's going to be essentially the theme of our next build on this ship. Coordinating them and forming the tip of the spear with its superior maneuverability and ability to strip enemy defenses before a devastating strafing run. Like all the ships of the Alliance, it stands a testament to what can be achieved. Even the most different of species learn to set aside those differences and stand together. Even the most impossible victories come within reach, and all Jem'Hadar know, victory is life. So there you go. We're going to go over the blog here quickly, but that is definitely a ship worth getting, definitely for this event. So next up, here's a closer, and then of course, this is going to be March 12th is when this drops, my caps, March 12th. Of course, here is the blog here. So here, and all of these blogs will always be in the description below, along with timestamps. Here's a closer look at the Alliance Rex Pilot Escort, which will be up for grabs in the King and Collective event on Xbox and PlayStation. Hail to the King. Ooh, that is a great angle of this ship. This ship is smexy, that's all I can say. So hail to the King. Now, we've gone over this already, and I'll link the video there, captains. But again, I don't want to necessarily go through it over again here. So I'll link that below the blog link here. But just quickly going over this, there's the view of this. Just a great looking ship. This is what it has. The ship features a Lieutenant Tactical Miracle Worker seat and Lieutenant Commander Engineer Pilot seat. It works. It just really works. So quickly, we'll just go over here. So the shield mod 1.2, hull mod 1.1, 4 weapons 5, aft weapons 2, device slots, bridge officer stations right there. Again, we've gone over it, but Commander Tactical, 1 Lieutenant Tactical / Miracle Worker, 1 Lieutenant Commander Engineer / Pilot, an Ensign Psi, and Lieutenant Commander Universal for console slot 5 TAC, 2 Eng, and 4 Psi. Base turn rate 16, impulse mod 0.21, inertia 60. All I'm really reading here is just awesome. But the console universal is the Elite Alliance Squadron, and it can cloak, can equip dual cannons, it has pilot maneuvers, and of course the Alliance wingmate mechanic. And the Starship Mastery Package is Escort, plus Act, plus Defense, plus all damage, plus crit chance, and of course the Starship trait is Inertial Supremacy. There's the Admiralty stats, 30 Eng, 36 Psi, 60 TAC. Special is plus 10 Eng per TAC ship. And this is the console right here. And again, we're going to be basing this on our next sort of build for this ship. Console Universal Elite Alliance Squadron. Activate an Alliance fleet beacon to call in a squadron of reinforcements that fly and fight alongside you, which I love. I really do. Armed with quad cannons, a mix of arrays of turrets, and a pair of quantum torpedo launchers each. If your ship has access to Jem'Hadar wingmate commands, the called vessels will respond to the wing commands. The ships have the following abilities. So the Klingon BOP, it has a torpedo high yield 1 and attack pattern omega 1. The Jem'Hadar fighter has cannon scatter volley 1, engineering team 1. The Federation Escort is the cannon scatter volley 1, attack pattern alpha 1, and Romulan warbird cannon rapid fire 1, and attack pattern beta 1, which I love. This is absolutely awesome. These are the ships. So you got the Talis, the Saber, there's the Alliance Rex, the BOP there, and then the Jem'Hadar fighter. This console also provides a passive boost to crit severity and flight speed. The experimental weapon, the inertial polaron shunt, not my favorite thing, but it came with the ship, so it's there for you to choose. The visual is just not my thing. I don't like the wavy link thing that happens there, but it is there. So that will come with the ship, and of course, if you have a polaron build, well, it's going to help. The Starship trait is the Inertial Supremacy, so space trait during beams, fire at will, cannon scatter volley, or torpedo spread. Weapons fired applies a debuff to foes' damage resistance rating. The strength of the debuff depends on the current speed of your vessel. It sounds good, but unless you have a build that you're moving a lot, which usually you don't, the only thing I can think of is like a beam escort. So essentially, you're always broadsiding your enemy, you're flying around in circles, then you're you're kind of giving a damage resistance rating there. So it's debuffed to them. So it's, if you do that, maybe that's what we'll do next. I don't know, but that is there if you want it as a starship trait. So regardless, it is just an awesome ship. My caps, please do not miss this. I cannot say that enough. But that is the prize for this year's anniversary event for Star Trek Online coming to console. So there's that. Now, this was actually 2 days ago, but there was a 10 forward stream. Now we're going to go to Stow Reddit here because the Sajukar did a nice little write-up as best as they could. But when I was watching it, it was a lot more talking about technical things like bugs and how things work. So, and it kind of sums it up here in the beginning here. So a lot of the stream is Jesse talking about some dev/bug fixing stuff that doesn't translate well into a summary format. So watch the stream for that stuff. So there is that link here to Twitch TV Cryptic Studios, which of course we'll put in the description below, where you can go over. But yeah, it was some interesting things, and some of it I think got into the patch notes in terms of fixes for the bugs, so we'll get into that in a bit. But again, this will also be linked in the description below there. So there's that. Next up here, play random Elite Task Force operations for the first time on Xbox and PlayStation as part of the release of Star Trek Online Both Worlds, and earn additional rewards. Of course, this already released on PC, but is now coming to the console bridge. So random Elite Task Force operations as part of the release of Star Trek Online Both Worlds, Xbox and PlayStation. You'll be able to queue up for random Elite Task Force operations for the first time. Ever since the release of random task force operations, the call has come up from the highest geared players. Why can't we do elite random task forces? Well, captains, the time has come. As part of the release of Star Trek Online Both Worlds, you'll be able to queue up for random elite task force operations for the very first time. As before, this feature will attempt to fill the queues of players who have picked a specific TFO first, and if there aren't any match players into a TFO chosen from a list. Elite TFOs are some of the hardest content in Star Trek Online, so we don't recommend diving into them unprepared. Make sure your ship and gear are up to snuff, and if you don't know how to do that, turn to your fellow players for help and advice. You would think that that would actually come from them, but sure. Unlike advanced and normal randoms, playing and completing a random elite task force operation will grant you a choice of elite crafting material rather than one based on type of TFO. You want to give you a chance at getting an extra material. This in addition to the rewards you already receive for doing a random TFO. Enjoy, captains, and get ready. These TFOs are not for the faint of heart. So you can still do this even in a team up, and then the leader queue up for elite TFOs, and at least you know who you're with initially if you have a team or even a full squad. You'll be able to do random whatever they give you. So there is that. Of course, that's releasing as well. So next up, captains on PC will receive twice the experience for 1 week. So that's double the XP. So captains on PC enjoy double the experience for a week this week. Attention, we're doubling the efforts to give captains the necessary experience to deal with threats to the galaxy from Thursday, March 7th. So that's the release of this video until the 14th. Players will be able to enjoy twice the experience. During the event, content that provides skill points and expertise will reward a 100% 2 times bonus above normal amounts. This bonus will be available for all content that rewards skill points and expertise. So there is that. Next up, this is Smexy. Of course, you saw already captains. We use this as a thumbnail because how could we not? So from Nick Duguid, aka Tumor Boy, this is from him. Just buttoned up the Type 14 shuttle coming soon. TM to Star Trek Online. Let's check this bad boy out. This looks pretty awesome. Now, this was from Star Trek Picard, and I love what they've done with this. It says Blast, so I believe that is Dave Blass's last name. So Blast is Dave's last name from Star Trek Picard. I believe like the producer there. But this is the shuttle we saw. Particularly this one crashing into the Duderstadt. Ro took the shuttle and crashed it, but look how good that looks. I love the look of it. Again, it has the Stargazer / Titan / Enterprise G nacelles. They just shrunk it, but the look of this just looks so good. It just looks so good. And I guess it's coming as a shuttle, I don't know, as something that we can put in our hangar bays, possibly, or another shuttle that we can fly, but there's not really a lot of content to fly shuttles unless they're working on content for us to fly shuttles. We'll have to see. So there's that. Again, that's good looking. Now there is a link here that goes to the art station. Gives us a little bit more actually here. So we'll go over this quickly. So we've already saw that picture, that pic, but then we get some really good looks here, especially with this 20-second clip here. Just kind of going around. It just looks so sleek. And again, the blast kind of, shout out to Dave Blast there. That's pretty awesome. Again, I guess in that time frame in Picard, they just love these nacelles. They just love this nacelle. This is the third ship that will get this nacelle, or third, I guess, yeah, third ship. Really, but there's an underside look of that ship. More detailing here, of course. Nick put in some great detailing here. Looks so good. It really does look good. Modeling there, some more shots. And just like we mentioned, this was the same ship that flew into the nacelle of the Dudasat. And we see it a couple times here as well throughout Star Trek Picard. This scene, I believe, was when Riker and Picard went to the Helios. And I believe this is the last shuttle going into the starbase when the Enterprise G was announced. So pretty cool. Something thought we would go over quickly because that looks freaking awesome. Now, another shuttle that I would love to come to Star Trek Online is the one in Strange New Worlds. And they kind of look similar. Like, I don't say it's similar, but obviously that is kind of a disco TOS style versus this one is a very futuristic one, but I feel like they kind of look the same. But I'd like to see that one because I did actually really like that one. But there's that. Again, we'll link this below in the description for you caps to have a look at there. So lastly here, Star Trek Online will have PC maintenance tomorrow. So March 7th, as the release of this video, it'll probably still be going on. Estimated downtime 2.5 hours. So what are the exciting new changes here for March 7th? So General, resolved an issue with the Taylor that caused captains to appear distorted. id Gaming Federation, shout out to you, Captain, showed me a picture. It was hilarious indeed, and I did see a bunch there in Stowe. I feel like they were messing around with the Taylor. Maybe that's why that had happened, but we'll have to see. But at least now that's going to be fixed. Resolved issues with Organic Nebula, Malicious AI, and Tractor Beam Catapult to address performance issues. So that's pretty awesome. Now these are the new powers that came from the next generation, or the last generation lockbox. So I love this one, the Tractor Beam Catapult, just yeeting asteroids. That's pretty hilarious. But we're going to be putting that back on just because. Malicious AI has been reworked with the following changes. And again, like I mentioned earlier, in that 10 forward, this is kind of what Jesse was kind of talking about. So glad to see that this got addressed from that. Or really just needed to be addressed, period, because from the initial release of these powers, they've been broken. So Malicious AI now strikes players impulse offline instead of holding players. Malicious AI's impulse offline duration should now be reduced by players' target's control expertise. Malicious AI should now be clearable by a wider range of cleanse powers. And lastly, resolved an issue that caused some captains to crash when using the search field in the traits window. Never came across that, but for those who have, at least now it is resolved. So captains, there you go. That is the latest from the Star Trek Online X feed. So everything that we've gone over we'll put in the description below. My console caps, I'm looking forward to getting the Rex there on my PlayStation account. I hope all of you caps are able to do the event to get that ship because it is great. And I really can't wait to get this shuttle and see how we get this shuttle. That's going to be interesting to see what they do for us to get this. If it's, again, something flyable and or hangar pets which we've been actually having fun with. A lot of hangar pets shenanigans been going on, and we've been enjoying it. So, but captains, that is the video. Do us a huge favor, hit that like button. Also, comment below. Let us know what you're looking forward to, especially if you're on the console bridge. If you're new here, subscribe to the YouTube bridge, and we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.